let's talk about purpose. Because this is okay, currently, bro, in this English education major path, and I have one semester left after fall is over. And I've asked people things like, "Hey, what would you be doing if you weren't in school right now? Did you ever have like dreams when you were younger, like you wanted to do?" And I get things like, "Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to be, but I ended up doing this." And then I've met people who I've met a when I was a kinesiology major, I met someone who was in nursing. She finished her psychology. She finished her psychology degree, came back because she felt like it was useless having that piece of paper, and she was in on the path to nursing, which is the class I met her in, chemistry, because it was kinesiology and nursing. It's like the same. But I was just like, oh. I was so happy she shared that story with me because I was like, okay, I don't gotta stress, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like, man. I was talking to a classmate earlier today in class about like, she brought up like people. She was like, I think I made a mistake. She's like, I can't. And I was just sitting there listening to her, like, because I could relate. She was like go to school. I don't even have my things ready. I learn about things that I'm not even gonna like remember. Go home and do homework that I barely understand, and like do it all over again. And I was just there sitting next to her, like, because I try not to think about like I wasted my time. I've met a lot of people, and even right now, there are people I'm talking to and like know that I wouldn't have known if I wasn't in school. Um, but yeah, the thought of like, is this really what I want to be doing? Is this really a job I can see myself doing? And even people who go into their jobs in the future, they still end up doing stuff they love on the side or like end up still pursuing those things. And for me, I've always loved dancing. And the last couple years when I wasn't really like active or posting anything or like joining anything dance related, people have told me like, "Oh, I miss your dance videos." And then I used to be kind of like, "Oh, I'm not just a dancer. Like, I do other things." But then eventually, I did all of those other hobbies to come back to dance and to know I still love it. And people have sprinkled out throughout the years saying like, "Oh, dude, like, oh, I miss your videos. I used to watch them all the time or whatever." I was like, man, because like, and even now, people who don't know that I dance or they see that only a little bit, they're like, "Oh, like you're such a good dancer," and I'm like, damn. And I say that because it's like such a heavy like because it is what I love to do, and it's like I don't even get to have that be the forefront or like the main focus or what I'm pursuing toward. And I'm in this education thing because I think about like, oh, this is what people do: bachelor's degree, job, money, and that's your life. And I just freaks me out knowing that I have 5 classes. I can literally count the classes on my hand, how many classes I have left, excluding credential stuff as teaching. But like, bro, this is life right now, and I don't know how to feel about it. People pursue their dreams. They either end up doing well, or at least saying that they tried. Um, and like this video I watched with Rick Rubin, what did he say? Can't remember exactly, but he talked about like the universe and like sometimes it just pushes you toward. He was talking about musicians and like when you hear something, it was meant for you to be heard. Um, Maybe you didn't like this certain musician at the time, but like, oh, now I understand and whatever. And I just feel like that's the exact same thing with things like this. Why am I talking about dance years after? You know, why do I still care about it so much, and why does it still be the one thing that fuels me to get through at times? Hey, that's enough. I don't think there is a purpose and moral in this. Just kind of rambled, but peace.